Hi Tim,
Hi, are
how's
we
it going?
live? Hey, how are you?
I'm great. I think we're alive.
We
Yeah.
are live. Hey,
We
everyone.
are
Hi.
we are live and
We are
we're
live.
live.
Excellent. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the LTX AMA. I'm your host, Tim Simmons. I have a YouTube channel called Theoretically Media, if you were not aware, where I cover AI tools and technology. And actually, I have the honor of being, I believe, the first YouTube video on LTX Studio. So it's near and dear to my heart. Yesterday was obviously a pretty big day for LTX. They uh, are now available to everyone in the world. You can just log in and start using it. And along with that, they released a bevy of new features that I'm sure you're aware of. If you're not, definitely you want to go check them out. We'll probably be getting into them over the course of this Q&A. The Q&A is kind of town hall, so there should be an area where you can ask questions. Please start asking questions, and we will try to get to all of them. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them. If we do miss them, I do recommend hopping over to the Discord. The team is there, and you can, if we miss your question, head over there, ask your question. Someone from the team will definitely answer it at some point or another. Yeah, with that, let's hop. Oh, you know what? One thing. Sorry, almost forgot about this. This is kind of important too. There is going to be an announcement somewhere in this live stream about a contest that is happening with cash prizes. I'm going to spoil something real quick. The announcement's going to be at the end. So, okay. With that, let's meet the team. Let's start off with, well, we have two talls here. We haven't differentiated which one is going to be which. I see one tall is wearing a shirt that says Dave's. So we're going to call him Tall Dave. Let's begin with you. Who are you and what do you do at LTX?
My name is Tal Dave. Um, I am a digital product designer at LTX Studio with LTX. I work at LTX for on and off for already 8 years. Um, yeah, and I'm inside the product team, my dear product team, that Tal and Leo are a part of.
Cool. What exactly does your job entail? Like, what does that mean? What do you do?
So my education is graphic design, and right after school, I started to get more interested in digital stuff and technology. And right after school, I found myself designing user interfaces.
Oh,
And what I do at LTX conceptually is basically receiving ideas or technologies that we're coming up with and making sure that the users, you guys
mhm.
from Discord and all our users at LTX can interact with LTX and succeeding to do whatever you want without any hassle, without overthinking what are you doing, and intuitively interact with LTX to create beautiful stuff.
No, I mean that's one thing about the platform that I've always loved is how intuitive it feels. Very rarely do I get stuck wondering where am I going to go to do something. And I think I've talked about this in a previous video, where a lot of times as I'm doing something, a little surprise window will pop up. Like I'll notice something off on the side. And, oh, that's very smart. So thank you for that. Okay, I guess our second tall, two talls. Two tall sounds like a name of a '90s rapper.
Maybe someday. Hi. All right. I'm Tal, the other Tal. I'm leading the product design team for LTX Studio for the project. I've been with Lightrix for the past 5 years now. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. And what actually, for you, what does a day to day look like for you?
Right. So as I said, yeah, me and Tal working for the product design team. The day to day. So first of all, very hectic in a very good way. Can say that it feels, even though Lightrix is a big organization, LTX Studio at the moment feels like in a startup mode. Together with the AI space that moves really, really quickly, we try to keep up, and that also implies in the day-to-day work, if it's conceptualizing new UX patterns and user interfaces and experience in the platform, which is really fun because it's new for us. There's not a lot of places that you can go and look at kind of conventional patterns because it's a new technology. So it's a hectic, fast-paced, and really, really fun.
That's actually I feel that anybody that's working in AI right now is it feels like you're just like holding on to the reins of a horse that is completely out of control. So yeah, it's really exciting. One thing I forgot to ask for both talls too, that was one thing that I was going to throw in as a bonus question to the team. I'm going to make everybody do it too. Since LTX is a platform in which we create movies and stories, I wanted to ask both of you, what is your favorite movie, or what is a favorite movie of yours? Yeah, I know. It's a lot, I know. Nevo
It's really,
it took
really
like an
hard
hour. Yeah, yeah.
question.
Okay, we can maybe circle back to that. So let's move on to Lior.
Hey, what's up, Tim?
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So what do you do at LTX Studio?
I am a product manager, one of two. I'm just writing like a pro tip to a user that asked about characters thing. So, yeah, but I'm a product manager focusing mainly on the storyboard section as well as characters and audio.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, that's the storyboard thing. I think was always been the thing that um, immediately was just like when we all first saw that in the beta release. I think everyone was like super excited about that idea. So I thank you so much for your work on that. How about you? What's it like working at LTX Studio for you? How did you come to join the team, and what's it like there?
Great question. I joined the team when we just started, so I would start by saying that the most amazing thing was just to work on something from scratch and building something that didn't exist before with such a talented team, as you can see. And yeah, like everything was super excited, super hectic. We were learning AI and what AI enthusiast people want. And
Mhm.
fortunately, most of us are excited about AI, so it was easier, but still we had to learn a lot because I guess that the people here are like, most of them are very pro in AI, so we had to like catch up. But those were the most amazing things about it.
That's awesome. I presume it's still kind of like that to this day. I mean, everyone's just kind of like, yeah,
With AI, it's every day you need to.
every day, yeah. And okay, so moving on. Mark, how about you?
Hi everyone. So my name is Barak. I am the VP of Engineering at LTX Studio. I've been with Lightrix for 9 years now. Went through all sorts of positions and roles, from mostly mobile applications up until now, which was the focus of Lightrix until LTX Studio arrived. And then I joined LTX Studio to lead the engineering team.
That's awesome. I think a lot of times in the general wider audience, we hear engineer, and I don't know if a lot of people necessarily know what that is. What do you do as an engineer there? Like, are you, like literally building scaffolding, or like what does that? Yeah, what is it? What does an engineer entail in a system like LTX Studio?
That's an excellent question. So, um, I'm a software engineer basically. And I lead a team of software engineers. One second, sorry, my kid
Sure, no
is.
problem. Yeah. And in the meantime, everyone can talk about their favorite movie, or at least maybe a recent movie that everyone's
Okay,
seen.
I thought
Good.
about a movie
Okay.
actually, and it's actually Blade Runner,
Nice.
um, by Ridley Scott, and I it's interesting because it also talks about human machine interaction, right? It talks about
Absolutely.
like it's like one of the first times, not first time because there is never a first time in arts and cinema, but it's one of the like beautifully created in the film. And I think it's also, yeah, like also visually as a graphic designer and a person who are really in love with cinema. I think it's really interesting how they combined film noir and sci-fi together in a film. So yeah, I think that will be my go-to
That's
films.
that is a perfect answer. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Brock, are you okay? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. Kid couldn't sleep.
No problem.
Uh, so back to your question. Yeah, so I'm a software engineer. So we build software as the name implies. Basically, I lead a team of engineers who write code, both for the front end and the back end of the system, as well as a group of researchers. These are people with PhD in computer science that focus on more on the AI part of things, so the generative models, diffusion models, and everything in between.
These are the people that literally like write the white papers that I read and try to interpret badly on my channel. So that's awesome. So, question before we move into sort of the questions that we've been receiving from the audience that I wanted to throw out to all of you guys is that you've all touched on the idea behind it as well, is that everything is moving so quickly. It's like every day you wake up and there's been kind of a new breakthrough that's happened. How do you all as a team, well, A, keep up, and B, decide what to implement or what to prioritize in an upcoming update for LTX Studio?
I will start by saying that we're not, like, we don't keep up. It's every day is like tons of ideas, tons of stuff. Everything is super cool and super exciting. And that's why building the roadmap is so nerve-wracking in a way, but also super exciting. Maybe Tal, Shaver, or Dave want to take it from.
Sure. Yeah, so the way I personally keep up is, first of all the social medias, so Team's channel and other AI influencers. Reddit is a really good place to be to keep track of all the new initiatives, and our beautiful community in Discord and the other Discord channels is a great way to kind of keep your hand on the pulse of the AI news.
I completely agree. I think Discord is a great source of knowledge in this particular field. Somehow it kind of made itself the go-to for the most cutting edge. So it's both our Discord and the community that we listen to and we try to listen to all the time, as well as other Discord channels that have really the latest and greatest stuff. We try to really stay on the bleeding edge, which is very exciting.
No, totally, yeah. So I guess let's move into some questions now. Let's see, I'm just kind of like rolling through the questions that some people have asked. So let's see, sorry. Randall actually asked, is there a method or tool available in LTX that allows me to upload an MP3 song with music and lyrics and then craft scenes to match the lyrics in scenes? Setting times of scenes would help.
Yeah, I think that it's something that we are talking about these days, and kind of like thinking about the whole idea of editing and how editing on timeline is something that like can benefit LTX basically. But we also trust AI to do many of these things. Like many of the edits that we do now are powered with AI. So I guess like just stay tuned, and I hope it will be prioritized on the next roadmap.
That's awesome. Actually, that's one thing, I guess we'll get that in a little bit on the early side. I wanted to ask you guys, is there anything that you might want to tease in terms of, that's just totally being greedy on my part because you just released a big update with all kinds of like really cool stuff in it. But is there anything upcoming that you might be able to tease for the audience and the viewers to see like, what new feature might be coming or something interesting that you guys might be working on right now?
So these days we're actually talking about this team that is with me. We're talking about the next steps of the roadmap. So I guess we will find out soon.
Good answer with not an answer. Excellent, well deflected.
No, I can say something that Barak is very excited about.
Oh, okay, please.
We just released the face capture mimic feature that you just kind of act and create your own character. So Barak is really enthusiastic about having a speech-to-speech feature. So not sure if it will be added very soon, but we are excited about it, and I think that it's something that we are investigating.
That's actually really, I just played with that feature yesterday, actually. And what I was actually surprised with is that I was kind of making, I was doing all kinds of funny faces, as you do when you're playing around with something like that. And then I just started babbling into it, just kind of saying random things. And when I ran the generation, I was actually surprised that the character spoke with my voice. I was, oh, that's in there as well. So that, yeah, it's really, really cool. Let's see.
I can add to it, Tim, actually. Maybe tease a little bit. So as some of the people might know, we just released our brand new frame creator and canvas feature. So basically, this really cool feature lets the user just like draw and get the right compositions as they want. So for example, I write here a zombie walking in the streets of New York. Maybe I'm making like a zombie movie.
My favorite.
And okay, so you'll excuse my drawing capabilities, but I want the zombie to be in a certain composition, kind of in the center of the shot.
Look at that.
And maybe I want it to raise the hand. And yeah, it just like generates right there on the spot. And you can see it kind of matches the composition, and I can control the strength of the creativity of the AI, how much we want the guide to be like strict. So this is kind of our MVP for that feature, and we want to build up on that and give much more control to the users. I'm going to tease some features with no kind of obligations, but we want to give the option to add a reference photo and use the reference photo depth map or color palette. We want to add a paint brush that you can actually paint with colors, and the platform will take that into consideration, and also character placement, lighting control, and many more.
That's fantastic. Yeah. If I can make a suggestion, by the way, just I'm being greedy and I'm going to get to questions in just a minute as well, is one thing that I've always wanted with those kind of the canvas drawing things is the ability to lock a layer, so that, because a lot of times when you do that, your things might shift. So that's just something
you can see Tal. You can see Tal smiling. He's working on it at the moment.
Excellent. I'm glad I'm not going to say that I'm a brilliant mind, but I'm glad that there is a brilliant mind working on it. I'm not going to say brilliant minds think alike.
I agree with you. It's really important. I think the Tals are doing an amazing job at kind of giving the kind of feeling where you can edit in a relaxed way, which I think is not really trivial in an editor, especially not an AI-based editor, to have this kind of calm that you can work for like hours. And it's a very important feeling that we want to preserve. We hate kind of all sorts of products where you feel like every wrong move will kind of redo everything, and you'll be completely lost. So yeah, locking layers is definitely one of them. And if I stole the mic, I will say that one thing that I'm very excited about is that we are looking at some kind of behind the scenes improvements to character consistency. We feel like that's something that's very important to the product. And while we think we're in a decent place, we want to be in a much better place and create a truly amazing experience and on that front. And we had some very interesting breakthroughs in the team in the past couple of weeks. So excited to see what we'll come up with.
Yeah, that is actually really exciting. That's always, I think, one of the biggest comments that I get on the channel is character consistency. And I know that we're close. A number of, a number of technologies have come along that are getting there, but it's always like one step. So if you guys nail it, that'd be amazing. Which actually brings up, let's see, David China Wolf had said an important question I have is whether I can use a character created in LTX Studio consistently through my storyboard, including from various angles.
I can take it, but I feel like maybe Barak can also pitch in. But as Barak said, it's a big focus of ours, like character consistency and characters in general. So we will have much nicer results. AI is a bit wacky in this manner. But currently, a suggestion, like a pro tip that I just shared on the Q&A section is to maybe add variation to one character. So have the same character, for example, Tim, and then Tim from above and Tim from below, and then use it for the specific shots that you want. We are trying to kind of get it behind the scene, but now you can do it manually if you want.
Excellent.
Liol, can I also chip in? Maybe you will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think many times if a shot is not successful or you didn't get what you want, you can always try to regenerate. I'm not sure everyone is familiar with this. Sometimes it will appear within LTX Studio as a refresh button, like two little arrows. And maybe you can try your luck and like regenerate a few times, and then you could maybe get your character. Another tip, if may I try, until we get like a full-on character consistency with the help of Barak. Sometimes you can name a character without user our character mechanism, just like write a name of a character with a very long name, and you might get a certain look. And if you type that name with, say, like 3 names, Tal, Tim, Tom, all over the storyboard, you will probably get the same character. And then you could also name this character within the canvas feature. And then you can get like a very specific camera angle or positioning the character. So this is like a little hack that I'm using to hack the product that I'm working for.
That's pretty awesome. That is, yeah, that's a really good tip. Hopefully you guys caught that and put that into implementation. I think it's Adorn. Let's see. Oh, your question just vanished. Was asking about character placement in the shot, and I think that we kind of covered that in the with the new live canvas feature. Let's see. James is asking if, and I saw this question earlier today too, and maybe on the UX side as well, if there was any plans for a mobile app, which I know is like that. It's interesting because I talk so much about your guys' UI and how brilliant and like flowing it is. Like a mobile version of it, I presume, would be like a completely different animal. Like you couldn't just put LTX Studio onto a phone. But do you have any plans for anything that is sort of a version of LTX that might appear on mobile?
Right. So yeah, as you can see, it's a big platform, and it's a new platform. We have a lot of stuff that we first want to add, and we see this tool as a professional towards semi-professional tool in the future, that takes a lot of room and a lot of screen real estate.
Yeah.
I can say that we do plan maybe in the future to add some mobile capabilities, but mostly for presenting. At the moment, not for like creating.
No, that totally makes sense. I mean, I don't know how you would necessarily, that would be a whole redesign. Yeah. Tablets, maybe that's their solution.
So I actually wanted to chip into that. I'm going to be the hacker persona in this panel. So yeah, I would actually also, for Lightrix, it's almost naturally to create a mobile app, because as Barak also mentioned before, this is what we are doing for the past almost decade. But you can actually browse into LTX Studio from your tablet, and then again try like within any tablet and a pencil to sketch on the canvas and get even more accurate stuff. But yeah, that just reminded me.
Awesome. Let's see. I think I missed this one. Suzanne had asked. This is going to be a pretty fun one. So in early July, leaned into using it for the first time. While very cool, was frustrating. What has changed and improved in the UI in the last 45 days? And I know because I've been sort of popping in and out of it that a lot has changed. Does anyone want to tackle that one?
Right.
I mean, 45 days ago in AI time, I know is like you're thinking back. What did it look like 45 days ago? That's like 3 years ago in AI time. But if you can snapshot something in your mind of a month and a half ago.
So I actually just like answer via text to Suzanne's question. I think, yeah. So yeah, we are working super hard at the moment to push as much capabilities as we can, features and technologies. That was our main focus in the past 45 to 2 months, recent 2 months. So all of the new features has new UI and experience. And while working on them, we try to kind of tweak and fine tune our existing experience. For example, we added a preview for a scene, specifically for a scene. It was asked, and a few adjustments with alerting the user when something big is going to change. So it's not going to happen automatically. We just give a warning, but definitely it's on our roadmap for the next quarter to kind of refine our experience and maybe rethink our structure a little bit, just to improve the experience itself, on top of adding more and more features and fun stuff.
Yeah, I talk about this a lot too. Is like, how do you balance the amount of information, tools, and things that you have in your UI? I mean, because you could very easily slam everything into the wall and just say like, "Oh, here's all the stuff," but that would overwhelm and confuse and anger people. How do you find that balance as a team?
I think first of all, you need to have sort kind of a hypothesis about what do you mainly want to do within LTX. And then I think the process that we are having is to focus on those stuff and put them in front, and then create sort kind of a pyramid where all the necessary and most valuable features to make things happen or to create something are at the front, and then create sort kind of like again, like put the less important stuff or the more advanced feature a bit more like in a lower hierarchy. So first you can find yourself within the app, and also to like ease your brain when once one get into LTX, because it's really insane.
Yeah. It's onion peeling. Let's see. Shayna Roberts asks, or Shauna, I'm sorry. Roberts asks, is voice over possible now too?
So voiceover is an existing feature from a few months ago, and you can find it in the scene card. There's a voiceover section. You can type whatever you want the voiceover to be, and on the top bar you have the voiceover voice where you can choose from.
And speaking of, so we do have the character dialogue feature as well.
Cool.
Yeah, and I guess there was a question about any plan to add the option of using your own voice to the cast as well, which I think Barak was it you that was talking about that?
So Leo mentioned me because I was excited about voice to voice. So it's funny that people kind of want it both ways. So everyone like you is greedy. So you want a voice to generate with the text a voice that is both yours and not yours, and generate with your voice a voice that is both yours and not yours. So currently we support generating voices from text from a predefined list of voices. We curated them with love. And in the new face capture feature, like you mentioned, we do also capture the audio, and if you record speech and lip movement is part of the facial expression, and it will be captured, and the audio as well. So you can use your own voice like that. And like you teased, we are looking into using voice-to-voice technology to kind of take your recording and convert it to the character's voice, for example. So if I have a fairly deep voice, if I have, say, a child character or a female character, I can use their voice while still maintaining my more authentic performance. Regarding the option to use your own voice via text, which is like the last piece of the puzzle, that does require kind of training a model on your voice. Funnily enough, it's something we did, Lior and I, on a different product in
I
Lightroom.
was going to ask that actually, if you guys ever did that yourselves.
So actually, we have the technology. It does create a somewhat cumbersome experience because you do need to wait quite a bit for this model to train. So right now, we didn't kind of feel it's the best fit for the product, but if there's a demand for it from the community, it's always something we can consider.
Yeah, one thing on the engineering side, this just kind of popped into my head. When I upload like an MP3 of my voice talking and it becomes something else, but that you guys don't hold on to that data, right? I presume it just gets nuked, or does it even go? I mean, how does that work on a server side, I guess? It's
So
kind of a boring question, but it's something that I've always
it is important to a lot of people. Like privacy is important. We're very
Yeah.
aware of like personal identifiable information and how to store it and how long to store it. Essentially, we try to avoid storing anything at all. We want to kind of keep the least information we can. That's kind of both the most ethical thing to do, and it kind of covers us from all of European laws and stuff.
Right.
So basically, we only keep what we need to in order to improve your experience. So say your performance capture of a face, we will maintain that for you to reuse in the same shot if you kind of replace the underlying image. So that is stored in the server as long as this project this shot exists and stuff like that. But we do try to remove everything as fast as we can.
Well, yeah, I can imagine just in the sheer amount of data from the users, like you probably don't want to deal with that amount of storage space. So,
yeah, we also pay for stuff.
Let's see. There is okay. So that was the question on that. So Jason asks, will we soon be able to have the ability to lip sync on images that we import into LTX?
Actually, it should be available now. So yeah, you can just upload an image, add a dialogue, use lip sync. It should work. I hope.
Okay.
Yeah, it should work.
If it doesn't, let us know.
Fingers crossed. Let's see. Go to the Discord and let them know as well there. Let's see. I think we had a question about how you keep up on the latest developments in Gen AI, and I think we did cover that via Discord and my channel. Yes, I was putting a plug for myself. And then the follow-up was, how do you decide on switching to a different model versus staying at the same model?
That's an excellent question. So this is something we actually did quite a few times already, and recently we actually put someone who's like I wouldn't say full-time gig is that, but like have it is prime kind of attention to understand the best models because these things really move fast. I think recently, I don't want to get too technical, but Flux is a model that was recently released that has really amazing prompt adherence. So we are looking into that. We looked into other like recent models, and basically we have an evaluation system where we compare all sorts of things like prompt adherence, how visually pleasing the result is, and also speed. Like the kind of interactive experience is something we hold really high. So we combine all of these to decide which model is the best one to use, and we really try to give you the best experience we can. We know that it's kind of a lot of time people kind of assume that our main focus is video generation, but it all starts in images, and in this field there's a really big kind of notion of garbage in, garbage out. And the better we create the images, the better we create the initial shots that the user sees. First, it's already gives a lot of value, but even down the line, it will improve the final result. So this is something we really care about.
One from that I'm just picking up from the community stream. By the way, that last one was from our YouTube stream, so thank you for that. And I real quick just think hi to everyone over on X, Twitter as well. I don't believe we're streaming on Twitch, but hi Twitch people. I don't know, like why not? We're all digital neighbors, aren't we? Kobina DeGraft Johnson asked, when importing in for the script, that is currently at a 1,200 character limit. Is there any idea when that might be that we might get more words? It's a very badly phrased question. I should have had ChatGPT rewrite that. So yeah, any idea when we will be above that threshold?
So actually, I wasn't aware that it's a need to have more than that, and so it's a great feedback. We will take it back and think about it, and it's a great thing also that you're giving us the inputs on Discord. So I recommend continuing talking to us on Discord. And also some guy, Vishnu, I hope I'm saying the name right. He said, let's open a WhatsApp group. So I'm all for it.
There you go. Yeah. No, you guys have been really great about being community driven, and I do want to applaud that. That's something I pop into the Discord all the time. There's always somebody there answering questions. Half the time, I think that you might show up in the Discord to ask a question to find that it's already been answered. So yeah, no.
Tim, I want to say something. The applause is all to the community. Seriously, like the engagement. First of all, it gives us a lot of motivation, and I want to share that we are on top the Discord. Like we have a team, we have people who is like screening through all of the questions and the feedback, and we are pulling up feedback from the community every product session that we have. This is something that we consider, and we actually defining our product with that. So I recommend everybody to join.
Awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. So Steven asks, will LTX ever allow other video generation models to be used via API keys to become more of a orchestration platform using the is it best of bread? Is that what you asked, Steven? Best of bread models. I like that. I don't know if that was a typo or not, but if it's not, best of bread is totally going to be a new phrase of mine. But keep the LTX USP of the video management storylines, speech, etc. If you need me to re-say that question because I got lost in best of bread. Best of bread is awesome. So yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, that's Steven's questions. Will basically you be ever allow other video generations models to be used via API keys, but keep LTX still as like the orchestrator manager?
And he should say what's his favorite bread now.
Best of bread?
What's his best of bread?
What is best of bread to him?
Yeah.
I don't have that, so okay. So yeah,
so I think this is definitely something we talked about in the past, and we're open to it. Essentially, we feel like our platform is somewhat agnostic to a certain flavor of video models, and it is something we kind of looked into in the past, as well as developing our own. So we're open to it. I don't think this is anything on the roadmap right now. In the past, we did talk to one of the other companies that does video generation, but we kind of concluded that our models are they wouldn't give us any additional wouldn't give users any additional value.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But there are some really nice models that came out right now, and until our latest comes out, that's definitely an interesting approach. So we are open to it. No promises,
For sure.
but stay tuned. If this is something like a community is interested in, can definitely look into that again.
That's the one sort of flavor of a video that you guys haven't played with yet, because you've done text to video, image to video, but nothing in the video to video category. Is that something that has been thought about, or?
I think Tal should take it. Tal Shaveh is
I
the
saw Tal nodding there, not
yeah.
Tal, not Dave.
Yeah, I really believe in V2Vid. I believe, first of all, I would say that yesterday we got our first kind of V2Vid feature, which is face capture, where the user can actually record or upload a video of their face, and the character in the shot will imitate those expressions, which is really, really cool. On top of that, I believe that V2Vid is a very, very strong way to control your vision. I imagine myself in my room, just like record a scene and then upload it and choose it to be in a anime landscape, and we'll just take those positions. Yeah, so it's definitely something that we keep our eyes on, and hopefully we'll get into the platform someday.
A big believer in video to video as well. It's just actually a ton of fun. I recently did a project literally just using my phone, walked over there and played two different parts. So yeah, it's and I think it's just a great way of keeping up or learning camera skills. And getting very specific about what you're looking for. So Jason Delatorre asks, a feature that would be really interesting is to be able to generate our own character profile pictures and upload them into the cast section of LTX. Any hope of that coming around?
Simple answer, yes, definitely.
Okay, there you go. All right, Jason, I hope that answers your question. One thing that I wanted to ask you guys as well is, especially in light of where we are now in sort of the AI Hollywood thing, which is still, I don't know, it's to me, what the temperature that I've been getting lately is that it's not openly hostile anymore. It's just kind of like begrudgingly, everybody's sort of just trying to figure out how that's going to fit into big production workflows, and not necessarily even on the Hollywood side, but maybe even more on the independent studio side or independent project side. Where do you guys see LTX fitting in a larger professional context?
I gave my 2 cents. I bet the rest of the team will also want to chip in. I think basically we're in the middle of kind of a revolution, and I feel like much like in the past in the film industry, there was a transition from more practical and miniature work towards CGI and 3D graphics. Something quite rather similar is happening right now, where the tools keep improving and evolving, and obviously some tasks will still benefit from different tools or from previous tools, but more and more things can be done with this kind of new paradigm. And I think that's where we see ourselves. We see ourselves as kind of a platform that enables this, both to professionals that will kind of have an easier time to create certain shots or certain scenes or even certain films and movies, and also kind of democratizing this to individuals, much like a software like Blender did in the past. Like you can imagine how some kid with a computer can create like a castle in 3D, but it wouldn't probably create a miniature of this thing or an entire set of that thing. So kind of democratize that. So in a similar sense, now we're kind of democratizing the next phase, and that's kind of on the long term of being kind of fully post-production grade ready. Another big focus we have is kind of the pre-production flow. So if you like pitching and showcasing some kind of a story or an idea is something that we kind of do pretty well right now. and all sorts of partners that we're working on are really excited about that part. So this is also something we're exploring, and we feel like this is also something that can help in the professional field, without like replacing too much, but rather kind of assisting in that part of a full production that might end up with kind of, call it, the existing methods of operation.
Mhm. Yeah, I thought the pitch deck, just for me as a creative, not trying to sell anything, but just playing around with the feature. I thought that was a really interesting way to test bed ideas. Just throw it in there, come up with an idea, throw it in there, and just see, what happens when you like. I came up with a really stupid idea of like, for some reason, Warhammer 40K. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that. The 40 got stuck in my head, and I was like, oh, Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. And I was like, oh, I wonder what a sci-fi Alibaba would look like. And so I threw it in there, and the pitch deck came out and was like, that's actually kind of interesting. So, no studio is ever going to make it, but it was an interesting idea. Anybody else want to chime in on the idea of how LTX fits into the professional pipeline?
So actually, I have a story, and my sister is happened to be a producer for digital advertising,
Mhm.
and she was like at the beginning of LTX, she was like, "What are you working so hard?" And when I first introduced her with LTX, she completely freaked out
Hmm.
because she was like, the amount of energy and the money that she spent for pre-production, for location squatting, for shooting, doing like auditions for actor and positioning them in certain location, and like all the preparation for pre-production for advertising is gonna shorten so much. And it was just amazing to see how my sister can even benefit from what I'm working on and what LTX Studio can bring to the table. So, yeah.
And to note, you guys actually have used LTX in professional productions, namely my pal Jordan Rudis did a music video with you guys where it was a full camera crew integrated into LTX as well. So, and you've also shot a commercial with it. And what was the third one that? Oh, short film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, using the platform. So yeah, it's definitely has proven to be a viable, a viable tool. Let's see. Ryan asks, is there any plans to make this integratable with nonlinear editors or apps? So like into like anything that integration into CapCut, Premiere, DaVinci, anything like that?
So you currently can export an XML file from the platform to use on DaVinci and Premiere, but we are talking about integrations in general. Currently, not something that will be in the nearest future.
Cool. See, Sean asked, are any of the devs putting together a tips and tricks document or video to give us the inside edge to become rockstar directors?
That's an awesome idea, and we should do it because we have some really strong like power users within the team,
Mhm.
and make some truly amazing things. We'd also love some stuff from the community. I'm sure like people on Discord, I see a lot of people share tips and tricks. So yeah, we should definitely compile something and kind of bring the community in as well, and kind of have them be a part of it.
For sure, yeah.
Never.
If you need a host for that video, let me know.
Like,
Let's see.
it was just discussed this morning. Like we just discussed this topic, the tutorials and tips and tricks. So I
Oh, that's
hope
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's always a weird thing with because the on the YouTube side, at least for me, not to get too deep in the woods there, but it's like, there's the going deep a lot of times is like a little bit tough because like the audience just gets a little bit narrower for it. But like the power users are always like the most on it and passionate people in the world. And I mean, I'm a power user myself, so I totally get it. Let's see. Sorry, I'm not sure Well, the name is coming in weird. Asked how to control the lighting in the background. How can I set a lighting pattern according to my vision? How to create a lighting pattern on the subject. So basically lighting, how to more control over lighting. Is that doable? Is that something that's coming?
Right. So at the moment, we don't have a specific feature for lighting. Sorry, Tal, I saw that you have a good tip in your mind. You'll follow up. And my suggestion to control the lighting is maybe to take a style reference photo with the kind of strong slider value of the light pattern that he's looking for, and that might work. On top of that, can add stuff with the generative fill tool that is you can enter this tool from the shot editor and from the storyboard, and also try adjusting the prompt again and again, and maybe emphasize the light that you want. All together will probably give you the result that you want, and hopefully down the line we're going to add lighting controls.
Cool. Somebody had to ask earlier as well, if you guys have any, I don't want to say like secret prompt tips, but do you have any favorite prompt tricks that you, or prompts that you like to circle back to, or that you find very useful?
So I think one secret worth knowing, and this does work in most cases, doesn't work in some, but we do actually secretly support weights. So I don't know if you do know about like generative AI and prompting. So parentheses and parentheses column with a number does work, as well as negative ones. But
briefly, just so that, sorry, just briefly, just so that I just want to make sure that people that are watching, so it would be parentheses, a phrase, let's just say an umbrella, man holding an umbrella, parentheses under umbrella, and then would you do colon? Oh, there you go, perfect. A screen share, excellent. Yeah, I just want to make sure that everybody visually knows how to do this. Perfect.
So the text that I put inside of the things and I write a value after the two dots will be more emphasized in the prompt. The platform will pay more attention to that. Recommended values are 1.1 to 2.
1.1 to 2. Okay, gotcha.
Above 2, you kind of get the guidance kind of loses touch. We're planning to do something more user-friendly for this, because we know not everyone knows about this sort of stuff. But if you came all this way, so now you know. There are some things that I will give one caveat. So specifically for character shots, we do quite a bit behind the scenes. We do involve some LLMs in there, and the LLMs sometimes kind of loses that. So that's something that we want to solve down the line. And as mentioned, we are looking into improving that area in general. So just might not work.
And then briefly, if you are going to negative weight a prompt, it would just be after the colon minus and then that number, right?
No, actually, so the way we use the standard kind of syntax. So it's brackets will give you kind of less attention to something, and that will be again, you can either do brackets, which is kind of shorthand for 1.1, or in 0.9, I guess, in brackets, and 1.1 with parentheses, or like parentheses and a number, and the number can go also below 1, and also we do have a negative prompt, so let's remove it.
Cool. Well, that's, I mean, hopefully the power users got a little taste of something sweet there. Let's see. Jack Mayo asks, are there any plans for strong integration or cross features with the current Lightricks apps? Leora, you're holding up your hands.
I just answered that. I would say that we are sharing some of the technology with the other apps, as we are like one company and we love them all, but no integrations at the moment. But share with us your ideas, like if he has any special ideas, we would love to hear.
Awesome. Let's see. Brent Lynch asks, is negative prompting? Oh, no, we just talked about negative prompting. Negative prompting is back, Brent. David Lehman.
Sorry. I misled you about negative prompts, so we don't have negative prompts right now
Oh,
because
sorry. Yes.
I don't want to get too technical, but it's a matter of the type of classifier free guidance we use, and depends on the model. But as soon as we can bring it back, we will bring it back. We understand it's something useful.
Excellent. And is the new animation? I'm not sure what the David Lehman. I'm not sure what the question here is. AI video a new genre? Oh, there it is. Okay. Is AI video a new genre like animation, implying form, or a generative tool that spans all genres like MIDI? It's kind of a esoteric question there, but so essentially do you consider AI video to be a genre, or do you consider it to be a tool?
It's an amazing question. I love it.
It's actually really good. I like that a lot.
The answer is yes.
Yes, yes to all.
I was actually a person that thought that AI is just a genre and it's just a specific look and nothing can like kind of get out of the field of AI look. And then I got to an AI film festival in Amsterdam, and I saw so many films that are completely different and gives different vibes and actually giving the message like in a very clear way. So nowadays I'm kind of feeling that AI is another method of creating a film, but I think that it can kind of like move between genres. Yeah.
Excellent. Anybody else want to weigh in on that one? No? Okay. Let's see. I think we're coming up on 55, and Nevo had mentioned, I don't know if, is Nevo popping in here to make the announcement on, oh, there he is. Okay. Yes. Hi, Nevo.
Hi. Hey,
So
everyone.
this is the part that I told everyone about earlier. This is our giant surprise of the announcement of the contest.
Yeah, hey everyone. Sorry for not joining in. I was the backstage manager for the entire thing. So nice to meet you. I'm the community manager for LTX Studio, and I'm gonna share with you our new contest for the very excited feature that we just released, which is character dialogue, meaning characters now can lip sync on LTX Studio. And not only we're only giving a special prize dedicated for groups that work together, because another features that we just released is collaboration, meaning a few people can work on the same project at the same time. So we're just gonna share the video that we made especially for that. And then we will just send you to work on the next project you're making with LTX Studio. So let's go.
If only I could speak my mind.
But wait, I can. But wait, I can. But wait, I can. But wait, I can. But wait, I can.
Yeah, so that's the video that we made for the contest. So everyone can now use LTX Studio to have character dialogue, and we're very, very excited to see what you make with it. We have amazing prizes, so we can't wait for you to work with it and to see what you create. Everything is happening on our Discord, which is also where we're updating. All of the team is updating that. All of the team that you just met is updating about the latest releases, features, everything that is planned for LTX Studio. And we're also talking about the contests and the content that we have for LTX Studio. So a lot of exciting things are happening, and we're very excited to have you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Real quick before we take off, I just want to put Tal, Lior, and actually Nevo, I already know yours, and Brock on blast real quick. Favorite movie? Go. Come on, something we didn't get to.
I would say you go.
Okay, so I'm not gonna be lame and say The Shawshank Redemption. So I was really thinking hard about something more unique slightly. So I'm gonna say Snatch.
Ooh, good one.
Work of art.
Yep.
I'm gonna say why the one that is dear to my heart, Castaway, Tom Hanks.
Mine is fried green tomatoes.
Oh, it was a good movie.
Wow.
Mhm.
I love the film noir classic, The Third Man. That's my probably.
That's awesome. And if anyone needs a movie this Friday to go watch, you now have four
What's yours,
suggestions.
Tim?
Well, yeah,
Oh,
what's yours?
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Tim.
Put me back to me.
Man.
I mean, there are a ton. I would probably I would probably go with. I'll go with. I don't want to. You already said Blade. I don't want to say that. Let's see. I guess I'll go with the magnum opus sci-fi classic of 2001 about the AI robot that destroys everyone. So
Lovely.
kind of makes sense. So
Good.
thank you everyone for joining us across all of the platforms. Yeah, it's been a great time, and I can't wait to see what you guys end up creating with LTX Studio. And yeah, this contest is going to be awesome. Go get started on your projects.
Same here.
You.
Thank you.